Stephanie White has been fired as the head coach of the Indiana Fever. But this wasn't just about losing games. This was about the single biggest question in sports right now. Was the WNBA's greatest asset, Caitlin Clark, being intentionally sabotaged by her own coach? The breaking point was July 10th. In a humiliating home game, the Fever were dismantled by the Golden State Valkyries, an expansion team. But it wasn't the 91-72 score that made the world gasp. It was how they lost. In her highly anticipated return from injury, Caitlin Clark, the woman selling out arenas nationwide, looked like a ghost. She finished with just 8 points. Why? Because she was stripped of her entire game. Coach White rolled out a bizarre lineup that shoved Clark off the ball, sticking her in the corner like a forgotten role player. The electrifying Clark-Boston pick and roll, the one play that consistently worked, gone, vanished. Instead, the offense was run by Arai McDonald, a player who wasn't even in the league a few weeks ago. Fans weren't just angry, they were confused. It looked less like a strategy and more like a deliberate neutralization. And when the game was over, Stephanie White poured gasoline on the fire. In her press conference, she took zero responsibility. She blamed the players for a lack of competitive fire and poor attention to detail. She never once explained her baffling strategy or why she'd benched the most explosive weapon in the league. It felt like she was coaching a different team in a different reality. But this wasn't just a one-night meltdown. It was a pattern. Go back weeks and you can hear Caitlin Clark practically pleading, "I'm best with the ball in my hands," she said. "That's when I'm most effective. Everybody knows that." It was a cry for help disguised as a media soundbite. She's a Ferrari being told to play bumper cars. And here's the shocking twist that makes it all make sense. The strategy felt personal. Why would a coach sideline her star? Maybe we should look at her mentor, Carolyn Pick, who just days before said on ESPN that the Fever played better without Clark. White also once bizarrely compared Clark to Luka Doncic, saying the Dallas Mavericks' ball movement is better when Luka is off the floor. It was a stunning comment, revealing a deep-seated belief that the team is better when its generational star isn't dominating. This wasn't just a coaching philosophy, it felt like an agenda. This is the same coach who, at Vanderbilt, oversaw an exodus of top talent who felt misused and disempowered. The pattern is undeniable. Mismanaging elite players isn't a new problem for Stephanie White. It's a signature move. So the Indiana Fever front office finally made the only move they could. They pulled the plug. This wasn't just a firing. It was a rescue mission. You cannot hand the keys to your franchise to a once-in-a-generation talent and then hire a coach who refuses to let her drive. Caitlin Clark is the future. She is the reason for the sellout crowds, the record-breaking TV ratings, and the explosion in popularity. She is the system. And the Fever finally realized that if the coach can't fit the star, the coach has to go. This firing sends a clear message to the entire league. The Caitlin Clark era is here. Adapt or get left behind.